Hey friends, so I was just working out and I was thinking about a bunch of stuff. So I actually paused my workout so I could come up and make this video real quick because it was on my mind and I wanted to talk about it right now while I'm thinking about it. But yesterday, I went to go see my grandpa. So just a little backstory, my grandpa helped raise us when we were little. So my mom was my parents split up, and my mom had majority custody of us, and she was pretty much a single working mom. She worked for the sheriff's department, and she worked night shifts a lot of time, and so she would work during the night and come home, sleep during the day. And growing up, we lived with my grandparents. So my grandpa was really like a dad to me. He would get up every morning and make us breakfast and all that. But I'm thinking about this because yesterday while I was visiting my grandpa, we were watching a bunch of old home videos, and he used to video all kinds of stuff when we were little. And he videoed a couple of our morning routines, without us knowing. I think I might have been 10 or 11. And he set the camera, and just every morning he would make us breakfast, and we'd come down, my brothers and I, eat breakfast, make our lunch, and my mom would wake up, and that was the time we saw her was in the morning before we went to school. And other than that, we didn't really see her too much. And so I was thinking about it because the times that we did see her were the times that we had to talk about important stuff. We had a small window of time, and it was always what do you have going on at school? And a majority of it was I don't want to say discipline, we were always in trouble, but it was more when we saw Mom, it was handling business, handle that business, because we didn't really get to see her. So we had to talk about the important things. What grades are she had to sign the homework. You got this grade, you got that grade, you did this, you weren't supposed to do this, you need to do this. Those were the kind of interactions that we were having with my mom when we got to see her. And so it just got me to thinking about coaching and believing in myself. And this is no diss on my parents or the way that we were raised or anything like that, because I always think that parents do the best they can with what they have. And my mom didn't have a lot of time with us, and she had to do the important stuff when she had the time with us. So I was just thinking that I didn't really ever grow up with the type of mentality where it was belief was being poured into me, if that makes sense. And this wasn't anybody's fault or anything. I'm not placing blame on anything. It's just that's the way that our life was. That's the way that things were set up, and it was more of a survive mentality, get done what you need to do and get through the day and survive. And just thinking about that and watching that brought up so many feelings for me yesterday. And it got me thinking I never really had that space to really grow and believe in myself. I felt and I really didn't ever get that until I started coaching, which was my 4-year coach anniversary is coming up on February 20th. And granted, I didn't do anything with my business for the first year, but a year into it, I started to change my mindset. And because of the things that Beachbody has taught me about really self-love and growing yourself, and I started doing personal development. I started learning every chance I could get to learn about how to be better in any aspect. I took it. I spent all of my nights just trying to figure out how I can make this business work. I did a lot of YouTube. I did so much personal development. And then over the years, something started to shift in me where for the first time in my life at 31, I started to believe in myself. I could achieve things. And it's so crazy because that really made me think about it yesterday. I never ever grew up having that type of belief in myself ever. And like I said, it was more of just a survive mentality. And so I think it's really special because I look at the way that I'm blessed enough to give my kids a life, and I'm blessed because I work hard, but I'm blessed that I have an opportunity that allows me to create what I want in my life. And for me, my number one thing is I want to give my kids an amazing life. I want them to be involved in activities, which if you follow me, you know I have one gymnast and I have one cheerleader, and they're both super involved in what they do. They're both love what they do. They both excel. They excel in school. But you know what I mean? It's like, I'm so grateful that coaching came into my life and kind of gave me that mind shift where I can teach that to them, because I didn't grow up thinking that way. I didn't grow up thinking that I could do or achieve anything that I wanted. I never ever believed that I could. And it wasn't like, it's just weird. I just had that realization while I was working out. It's like, I didn't grow up with that kind of environment, you know, and I'm able to give my kids that type of environment where they believe in themselves and they're not scared to try new things, and they, you know, they're not just surviving, they're thriving. So to me, that is the biggest blessing ever, is to be able to give my kids a life that's kind of really opposite of what I had. Not to say that what I had was the worst or the you know what I mean? Not knocking my parents at all whatsoever. Like I said, it was just kind of like a surviving mentality. And a lot of times I think as a single mom, that's what you're trying to do, is survive. But I just had to come in and talk about how grateful I am for the opportunity that Beachbody has given me to change my view of myself, to believe in myself, and therefore I can teach other people how to believe in themselves too, because sometimes all you need is one person to believe in you that you can do something. That's all you need. So I feel blessed that I get to be that person for a lot of people. And it starts from within. It started with me starting to believe that I could do things that I never even dreamed that I could do. So anyway, I don't really know the gist of this. These were just thoughts I was having while I was working out, but I'm just so grateful for this company and the life that I have today, and the way that my mind works now, and that I'm able to give that to my kids, because that's a huge blessing. And that's it. Okay, bye.